today's video, I am sharing the best activities, where to stay for every budget, and my top picks for bars, restaurants, and coffee houses in South Lake Tahoe. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. And if it's your first time here, my name is Gabriella and I am an outdoor photographer based in Lake Tahoe. As of making this video, I have lived in South Lake Tahoe for almost 3 years, so I've had a good amount of time to experience what South Lake Tahoe has to offer. I decided that I wanted to create a South Lake Tahoe summer guide for anyone who's visiting South Lake Tahoe. They're vacationing here, they only have a few days, and they want to know what are the best things to do. So before I get into the video, I just want to preface that if you are visiting Lake Tahoe, please do your part to help keep Lake Tahoe beautiful by leaving no trace. And with that, let's get into it. For this South Lake Tahoe guide, I will be referencing the section in between D.L. Bliss State Park on the southwest side and Cave Rock State Park on the southeast side. To get you started, here's a quick checklist of packing essentials for visiting Lake Tahoe in the summer. Getting around South Lake Tahoe. There's so much to do and see around Lake Tahoe, so having a car, whether you're renting or driving your own, is a must for getting to popular attractions, hiking trails, and different sides of the lake. With that being said, most of the bars and restaurants are within walking distance of many of the hotels in South Lake Tahoe, particularly in State Line, which is the most walkable and touristy section in South Lake Tahoe. If you want to get from one side of Lake Tahoe to the other, there's Uber and taxis, but I wouldn't rely on these to drop you off at hiking trails or pick you up from the beaches. Where to stay in South Lake Tahoe. I'm going to be sharing a few accommodation recommendations for every budget, and I'm going to be starting with budget hotels. You'll find the biggest selection of budget-friendly hotels in the State Line area of South Lake Tahoe. And if you visit during the week, prices will be significantly lower versus the weekend. I'm a big fan of budget traveling, and when I used to road trip up to South Lake Tahoe, I would always stay in State Line for price and for convenience. Next is mid-range hotels. I don't personally have as much experience staying in mid-range hotels as I do budget hotels around South Lake Tahoe, but here are a few that I have heard good things about. As far as luxury accommodations, two options are the Landing and Edgewood Tahoe. And last but not least are some camping options. There are a few campgrounds around South Lake Tahoe, and two that I would recommend based on scenery are D.L. Bliss State Park Campground and Fallen Leaf Lake Campground. Where to eat and drink in South Lake Tahoe. Let's start with coffee houses. There are quite a few local coffee houses around South Lake Tahoe that have those rustic, cozy, and all-around adorable coffee house vibes. Nothing against the big coffee chains, but I recommend checking out one of these local, uniquely Tahoe spots to grab coffee, pastries, and a breakfast sandwich. Here are a few coffee house recommendations. Next up is restaurants. I've been to a handful of restaurants in South Lake Tahoe. Here are some of my favorites. I picked these spots based on quality of the food, the beer and drink selection, and the atmosphere. I like restaurants that have great food and fun vibes. These spots are great for lunch, happy hour, or dinner. And of course, gotta include some bars on this list. If you're looking for a fun place to go with good drinks, maybe a little live music, here's a nice mix of options in South Lake Tahoe. Top activities in South Lake Tahoe. There are tons of options in terms of outdoor activities in South Lake Tahoe, especially in the summer. Here are some of the top experiences that I would highly recommend during your visit. Clear kayaking. Kayaking in Lake Tahoe is an awesome adventure in its own right, but kayaking in a completely transparent kayak along Tahoe's turquoise shoreline is turning it up a notch. Not to mention, you'll get some pretty epic photos. The company I went with is called Clearly Tahoe, and they offer clear kayaking experiences from South Lake Tahoe and Incline Village. The next activity on this list is paddleboarding. If you Google the best places to paddleboard in the US, Lake Tahoe pretty much comes up on every list. With its crystal clear water and picturesque mountain backdrop, Lake Tahoe and paddleboarding just go hand in hand. If you don't own your own paddleboard, no problem, there are tons of places to rent by the hour all around South Lake Tahoe. Renting an e-bike. South Lake Tahoe is home to an incredibly scenic bike path that runs parallel to Emerald Bay Road. One super fun thing to do is rent an e-bike and zip right up to Pope Beach and Camp Richardson. I love the e-bike experience because you can get as much or as little exercise as you're in the mood for. One place I recommend renting e-bikes from is Pine Nut Cycle Cafe. They're right off the bike path and they have an awesome juice bar. Alright, here are my top picks for hikes in South Lake Tahoe. These hikes are doable for most, and the views are some of the best in Lake Tahoe. First hike on the list is Cave Rock. Cave Rock is one of my go-to hikes in South Lake Tahoe. Located off Highway 50, the Cave Rock hike is short, easy, and leads to gorgeous 180-degree views over South Lake Tahoe. Starting from the parking lot, the hike takes about 12 minutes or so to get to the base of Cave Rock, and then it's just a short scramble to reach the top viewpoint. Maggie's Peak. Maggie's Peak features one of the best vantage points of Emerald Bay, an alpine lake, jaw-dropping views of Lake Tahoe and Desolation Wilderness, and it's quite a workout, which always feels rewarding at the end of a hike. The trail to Maggie's Peak is located across Inspiration Point along Highway 89 in South Lake Tahoe. The Vikings Home Trail. The Vikings Home Trail is a 1.7-mile out-and-back trail located right in Emerald Bay State Park. After taking in the views from the Emerald Bay Scenic Overlook, you can pick up the Vikings Home Trail, which leads to the bottom of Emerald Bay. Once at the bottom, you can check out the Vikings Home Castle, rent a paddleboard or kayak, or pick up the Rubicon Trail. And last but not least is the Rubicon Trail. The Rubicon Trail is one of the most beautiful trails in Lake Tahoe, and it's one of my absolute favorite hikes near South Lake Tahoe. It connects D.L. Bliss State Park and Emerald Bay State Park and has stunning views of the shoreline the entire way. If you only have time for one hike during your visit to Lake Tahoe, this is the one I would recommend. For more on the Rubicon Trail, check out this video that I did where I hiked the entire Rubicon Trail from D.L. Bliss to Emerald Bay State Park. And for more hiking ideas, check out this video. Both of these videos are linked in the description below. That was my South Lake Tahoe summer guide. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it helpful. And if you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it. I always love hearing your video suggestions, so please leave those for me in the comments. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.